Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to replace a brake hose and brake caliper. It's pretty straightforward and doesn't matter the year, make, and model. It's pretty much the same procedure for most vehicles. Okay, it's a 12 millimeter bolt at the top and the bottom, and the hydraulic line is a 13 millimeter bolt. I'm just going to loosen them up for now. When you loosen the line, fluid's going to leak out of here, so make sure you have a catch pan underneath. So now I'm going to remove the brake hose from the brake line, which is right there. That is a 12 millimeter nut going into the line, going into the hose rather, and that's probably going to be the toughest part of your job, is getting that loose without twisting the line and breaking it off. So I have my line wrench and I'm going to loosen that up. You might have to spray that with penetrating oil and let it sit, work it back and forth, but sometimes there's no avoiding it. That line will twist and break, and then you're going to have to replace a piece of brake line also. I got lucky. Okay, so I got the line off. Now I got to remove this clip. Just to spin it around. Oh, came right off. Look at that. Make sure you remember which way it went on. Hose off, caliper off. Okay, my car already has good brakes on it. The caliper bracket's good. The slides are good, so I'm just swapping the caliper. Make sure you snap your anti-rattle clip inside your caliper. Okay. You got your copper washers. One goes on the banjo bolt, stick it through the line, put the other one on the other side of the steel block, and thread it onto your caliper. Just going to snug it up with this. Oh, wrong size. Right size. Find it. What in the actual? All right, they like to play games. So this is a 10 millimeter bolt. Nope, it's an 11. You fucking motherfucker. Let's just snug that up for now. Tighten by hand in a minute. Put my clip back in my brake hose and my brake line. Make sure the line snaps into the bracket, which is sometimes a pain in the butt. But it does go in there. Just like so. And we put the clip on. Make sure you tighten up that line. You want to make sure you crush these copper washers just a little bit, but not too much. It's too tight, it's broken or stripped. So just gonna tighten that up. Put the fucking caliper bolts in. I'll do that real quick. Caliper bolts. There. And there. That's just for now. Now I'll show you. Tighten that up. Get a good set on it. There you go, so it don't leak. Tighten up my line. There we go. Hard part's done. Tighten up the caliper bolts, and then we're going to bleed the system, and I'll show you how to do that. Ow. Make sure you drain your old caliper so that it doesn't make a mess of the box when you go to return the core, because you never get on the good side of the parts guy when you do that. Okay, so what I'm doing first is I'm just gravity bleeding this. I open the bleeder, and as you can see, fluid is coming out already, which was kind of quick. It doesn't always work that quick, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. So there's many methods of bleeding the brake. You can use a vacuum bleeder, a pressure bleeder. You could just pump the brake and open the bleeder by hand, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this jar with a hose on it so that all the fluid goes in the jar, because I got my caliper painted. And when you bleed brakes, you normally want to start from the furthest wheel from the master cylinder and work your way towards the master cylinder, and that's because the air is going to try to escape to the furthest possible route. Okay, so you want to make sure that your master cylinder is full of brake fluid. We're going to come down here. This already gravity bled, so it shouldn't take much just to finish this off. Put your brake, your hose on here. Okay, now what you want to do is, if you got your other person sitting in the car, like he is right there, and what you're going to do is, Mike, you're going to pump the brake pedal. Pump the brake pedal all the way down, all the way down, and all the way up. All the way down and all the way up.
I use the steering wheel.
Yep. Okay. Hold the brake pedal down as hard as you can. You ready? All right, now the brake pedal's down on the floor. You crack the bleeder. And you're going to get air or fluid, one or the other. All right, let it up, Mike. Push it back down as hard as you can. And there we got some fluid. Let it up. Push it back down as hard as you can.
Do it over and over again?
Yep. Up and down. All right, hold it down as hard as you can.
It went down.
Okay, let it up. Push it back down.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. It went down to the floor.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's all there is to it. As long as you're getting fluid out of this bleeder and no air, this side is done. Don't forget to top off your master cylinder again.